When we got there, it was a combination of being there because you're at the Olympics and you'd made the team. That was huge. And then it was to win a medal. You know, today we go to win gold. In '96, like, I can remember that we wanted to get a medal. When we were on the floor competing, the moment of that feeling was we were getting ready to go into the Georgia Dome. And this isn't even the actual competition. And Dominique Dawes is basically in a pile on the floor, like crying. It was so overwhelming because we're hearing USA, USA. This whole arena, I had never, ever heard anything like that in my life. I was nervous. I have to say, I was nervous for myself too. Of course, my athletes, but usually at a meet, I'm not nervous for myself. But I just wanted to make sure I did everything right. Well, the first thing, you know, Dominique Moceanu misses her vaults. Dominique Moceanu never missed a vault. She missed her first vault, missed her second vault. And we knew how close it was. We were like machines, you know, like we knew our order. Everybody was gonna go up and hit, and we get over to vault, and somebody fell. And so the momentum that had been building from each event fizzled for a minute. And at this time, the team, the girls and I, we thought it could have been over, you know? So then Carrie comes down and she makes the vault, you know, and everybody's going crazy. But at that time, we still did not know. We knew when we had made it because the whole entire team from Russia was crying. I mean, crying. But then the ultimate was when the USA flag goes up and those girls are standing there and you were part of that.
Look, you gotta pull your belly in when you punch and snap down. You can't push it down. Okay? This in, not down to the ground. Okay?
Toes pointing.
That was a little better.
Up over you.
That was a little better.
Your knees are bent on the back.
I'm Mary Lee's assistant, or one of them. I've been here for 10 plus years working with Mary Lee. One of my jobs is to try to help keep track of the routines and what's in the routine, whether that, so that we can help maximize the code. I feel like one of my jobs also is to help because I was a gymnast. I trained with the Carolis. I know how some of this feels, not all of it, but some of it. And so when we put the routines together, sometimes these routines are so long and so hard. There's a way to put them together that they have the maximum start value, but also that the girls can do them the easiest, and that they feel the best, and that they can do that skill at the end, or no, they can't do that skill at the end. It might be better if we did that one in the beginning, or we tried to, you know. And so I feel like that's part of my job, and I feel like that's also one of the ways that I can balance Mary Lee out in the gym when we coach or when I'm coaching. You know, Mary Lee's a technician. She has learned and worked from, she's learned from everybody in this sport. She'll learn from anybody. But she's never done it. She's never felt how some of these things feel. So I feel like sometimes I can build on her corrections as well by telling the athletes, okay, she said this, kind of feels like this. Like, try to pull this part of your body and try to feel your tricep tight here. And I think you're trying it too late, or I think you're trying too early. So I feel like that's a big part of my job. You should already know, like, which way do I need to take my floor pattern so I have enough room to do 2 nice steps and a tertiary half that, you know, looks big and has amplitude, and you got to put the amount of energy you put into your tumbling pass into your leaps. And then on top of that, that takeoff, which cuts the height, you're not getting turned at the end either, okay? So you really got some work to do. And I realized you tried really hard and there was a lot of energy and we're just starting new routines. You pulled that one around, but please, okay, figure out how you can make the leaps so they're like tumbling passes, okay? Your 4 leaps count as much as 4 of your tumbling passes, 4 of your acro elements do. There's no difference. Okay? All right. All right, Abby, you ready?
When a girl gets up there and she does the best she can, and the critiques come from you and they're kind of hard, do you feel sorry for her? Do you feel sad for her, or what are your thoughts?
Well, that's a really interesting question. Yes and no. I can see how a correction that is hard can help them overcome an obstacle. Look, there are coaches, because even the most self-motivated athlete in the world has a coach, because someone has to ask them to go further than they think they can go. Okay? Someone, when you're doing bars and you're asked to do the 5th bar routine, there are plenty of times when you think to yourself, I can't do this. But my coach asked me, so I'm going to give 110% until my feet hit the ground or I peel off the bar. Okay? So that sort of like asking them to do more than they think they can do, I don't feel sorry for. I don't feel bad for them. Sometimes I have empathy for them, that what they're doing is really hard, and it's really it's tiring, and nobody is perfect at it. Nobody is perfect at the mental game of it. Nobody's perfect at the mental thoughts always being right, and always wanting to come into the gym and always loving gymnastics. That's not reality for anybody. It's not reality no matter who you are, how successful you've been. And that's hard when you feel like you don't want to, or you're tired or whatever. But by being hard, sometimes I help them get over that hump. So, my answer is yes and no.
Every day I'm at work, Sophie comes back and spends the day with me laying right over there on the desk. Sometimes she gets scared and has to come over and lay right here where all my work is laying, so it can be a little difficult to work sometimes with Soph. She sometimes lays right over there on that desk, and then she can see the customers, and then the customers all have to comment about her, and then some of the kids, you have to bring the dog out so they can pet the dog. Some of them don't even think she's real. If she's not moving at all, they think she's fake. Soph overall is a pretty good dog. She does sometimes have a little problems back here with accidents. And our accountant does not like that very much at all, because then we have to have our carpets cleaned, and it's not a good situation. But overall, Sophie makes my day much more enjoyable, because I get lonely back here sitting in this office by myself. So I love when Merity brings her in, and she is a great asset to this gym.
Sophie.
So what are we doing now? We are doing arm sets for beam and all the events, mostly beam right now, because that's what we have our MC for, which is mental choreography. And we do arm sets and we talk through our skills. Where did these words originate?
They came from Allison Arnold, our sports psych person, and she helps us with all our MCs and helps us come up with that.
And it was part of what y'all did yesterday.
Yes.
So these are, can you tell us when you learned them and when you practiced them?
We learned them when we were in level 5, starting with our little routines. We would talk through it, and before we would go, we'd say believe in ourselves or something before we'd even get on the equipment. And now, since we have even more skills, we do it in every skill we have at least one word, if more two, and no more, because if you think about more than 1 or 2 words, then you get distracted in your mind. Square. Breathe. See the B. Arms. Hips. Arms. Kick over the B. Legs. Finish. Hips. Arms. Arms. Breathe. Arms up. Stick. Finish.
Anna, the more you can do that blind change. What you got, come on,
said I was looking for you on Facebook.
I'm gone.
Why?
I hated it. It was awful.
2 days was
2 days was
How many people
too
wanted
much.
to be your friend?
I think she was.
How many? You had like 200 wanted to be your friend? I know, and you were like, I just can't do this. I'm in demand too much. I cannot do it. Yeah.
Oh, me. You know,
Well, you're in for a treat today. Okay, you know, you never know when this is going to happen. And in today, okay, this is my sister Julie. She's here every day, so that's nothing new and exciting.
she's the boss. Isn't
But in walks this. This is my dad.
Yes.
And this is the man who.
Do I get to say anything?
Go ahead, it's your turn.
Well, I just wanted to tell this gentleman why I got this hat on. Because her little delinquent son goes to Miami University. And he got me that hat, and I really appreciate it.
That's good.
Now, let's talk about her
Yeah.
because she's the main thing.
Yeah, and he's going to be a truck driver too, isn't he, Dad? When he grows
Absolutely
up.
going to drive for J.B. Hunt.
We'll be so
I got
proud
some.
when he
Dad, we're
graduates
here
from
to talk
Miami.
about gymnastics.
Yeah, okay.
Gymnastics.
I don't know anything about gymnastics.
No.
I think it's boring.
Why?
I used to have to do the website up here. I got fired for that.
Yeah.
And
Another
it
got
was
fired?
so boring, yeah. But so I wasn't doing a real good job, so they fired me.
Yeah, and I took over. Now it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But one thing, wait a minute. One thing, let's say something good about Dad.
Okay.
This building, this whole thing wouldn't be here, Dad, if you had not been a part of making
Is
it.
that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Do
is.
you remember that time you lent me that money?
Yeah, I remember the whole. Yeah, I remember.
Now, let's state the facts, though. Did I pay every penny of that back?
Yes, you did.
On time.
On time.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
But my
I
dad,
don't
you
see any
let-
plaque around here with my name on it.
Oh, that's a problem. Hey, maybe we could name the pro shop after you.
There you go.
How about that?
That's right. Bob's place.
Bob's Place.
Bob's
Let's
Place.
get it painted on the wall.
Bam, you got it. You got it.
This is definitely a family business. We have my mom and dad who, well, they're fired now. They used to do the website and
But they
help
got
with the
too
pro
old.
shop, but they got too old.
Yeah.
And my sister runs the office, and my daughter coaches a lot of levels. My niece is the preschool director, and my other two nieces coach at the gym. So it's family fun, and you know what? There's nothing better than family.
That's right.
When you the kick leg, your foot is completely relaxed. Okay.
Ashley Priest, the one who I'm still the closest to. That's when you have the president. 96 tour. It was a whirlwind. on a bus for, I don't know, almost 90 cities, I think, with this group. And here's another one of my favorite ones, just hanging out with the kids. I rode the bus all over the country with all these kids. It's a lot of fun. Okay, Rachel has been with me the whole ride, of course, but here's a cute one of her with Dominique Dawes. We were at Worlds in Dortmund, Germany, and I drug her there. Okay, these are, as Rachel got a little bit older, then I started actually dressing her like me. Notice the bows rising above both of our heads. That tells you that that's just a little bit old. And then this other one here, I was in the poof and she was in the short poof, but definitely we were into the hairdos along with the CGA attire. This is kind of a very happy but also a sad picture. This is Morgan White, who I've spoken of a lot as just one of the hardest working athletes ever, but had to suffer one of the hardest things, which is to make an Olympic team and then break your foot. So there's lots of stories about, you know, a lot of people came here, had to heal, it was a hospital. This is my favorite one, and that's Kim Zemeskal. She came here to coach with me, and then one day said, will you coach me again? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'd be so honored. So there was a period in Kim Zemeskal's career that I was her coach, and I took her to China because Bella never liked to go there, and she was honored there because of her success and the wonderful person she is. Okay, a moment in time, my moment, the team's moment was Olympic gold medal in the United States, 1996 gold medal. And this is a picture of the team, and then this is one of the really cool parades we got to be in, and this is really how I felt during the whole 96 process. One of my happiest, most fun memories with Lexi, she won the first Nastia Liukin Cup. And that's when she was absolutely adorable. And then she got older, and now it's all about the attitude. And this is one that was a relationship, very successful career, Ashley Preece on the world team and full scholarship to University of Alabama, and is now one of my absolute dearest friends. Who was your favorite gymnast to watch on balance beam?
Amanda Borden.
Why?
Because she fell off a lot. But I liked Amanda.
I know you did.
And when it was critical, she fell off, but she actually didn't fall off. She climbed back up again.
Yeah. How many times did she wrap herself around
Oh, for many times.
And you like Lexi too. She's a
Lexi's my favorite.
Yeah, that's what
And then
I
this Mealy, whatever. her name is.
Mealy,
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know this Puff or whatever her name is.
Puff, puff.
Puff.
Whatever her name is.